What's up everyone, it's your boy DiabloDoom and I'm here to show you my new Powerhouse monk build. So I just literally destroy everything, every bosses, whatever stands in my way. And I'm gonna show you how you can do this even without the porcelain ring, and you can just adjust if you don't have any of my items. So it's an easy build. You just need a lot of damage and I will show you how to achieve it. So I reach up to 880k DPS on my Ice Strike build, and that's just what I want to highlight, as well as my passive skill tree and my full equipment set. So let's get started. So first I just want to show you what my stats look like. So for my stats, I have full resistances except for chaos, which was only at 72%, but still pretty good. 75% evasion, and my energy shield is at 4,584, which doubles up to 9,000 if I do have Grim Feast activated. So for my equipment, I'm also running just a cheap equipment. This only costs like 80 to 20 divines at the trade shop right now, so it's very affordable. I suggest you go for this one first for weapon. Second most important thing would be your belt. So I'm using the Ingenuity utility belt. I got lucky and got the 73%, but you can get like the 50% for only like, I'm not sure if it's 7 or 12 divines right now in the market, but just check it out. This is also an important build. Next would be my rings. So for one of my rings, I'm running lightning modifiers at 50%. I have 45% increased lightning damage, 30% increased cold damage. For my other one, I have 2 to 44 lightning damage to attacks, which gives us a huge boost to our Ice Strike. So try removing that. And if I put it back on, see, that's like extra 11k damage, so that's pretty good. If you got something better, then I suggest you use it, but rings are pretty expensive right now, so I just make do with what I've gathered so far. For my armors, I'm running pure energy shield. I got lucky and I corrupted. I got 3 slots for my runes, so yep, I'm still running increased armor, evasion, and energy shield for that. For my helmet, I'm running evasion and energy shield combined, and then the most important part in here is the 34% increased critical hit chance. And then for my resistances, just to make up for the 75% cap. And second most important thing would be your amulet, which is the Rondel of Fragility, which gives us 46% increased damage, so that's pretty huge. If I remove that, see, it's only 182k, but if I put it back on, it's 259 on my Ice Strike. But the caveat is you lose 30% of elemental resistances, and that's where your utility belt comes into play with the increased bonuses, so that way you can still achieve that high resistance. So if you people are asking why did I go for cold modifiers on this one, and that's mainly because of my resistance. So if I take this off, I'm negative 20 on cold resistance, but if I put it back on, I'm at 85%, which is awesome. But I could have gone for increased lightning damage for much higher DPS output, but yeah, I don't want to die because I would on stock I would only just get like 40% cold resistance, so I don't want that. What I want to run in this build is running all maps, no fear, whatever maps I want, even if they got like 50%, 75% increased resistance, 72% increased life, all that. I fear nothing. I can put in whatever maps I want. So for my gloves, this is also very important. Go for gloves that give you extra cold damage to attacks and lightning damage to attacks. You can also go for additional physical damage to attacks, but this is the highest one that I've found so far, and this only cost me like 20 exalted orbs. So not a lot of people are running this right now, so I suggest try and get as soon as possible. And let's try and see what the damage looks like without the gloves. So there, I lost 30k just for the gloves. So with the gloves on, it's extra 30k. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. For my amulet, I'm also running Overwhelming Strike, which gives me more critical hit chance. But if you're not proccing the heralds enough, I suggest go for Doomsayer, which gives you extra herald damage. So here it is, Doomsayer. 30% increased area of effect, 30% increased damage. So this is pretty good. It explodes everything in the map, but I don't need it right now because with my damage, it's working pretty well for me. I don't even need Porcelain, so we don't need that. I'll just use these two beautiful rings. And then with this weapon, of course, I tried to corrupt it. I wanted to go for 3 slots, but I got 7% increased attack speed instead. So with this build, we don't need a lot of attack speed. We just need pure damage because yeah, everything's just one tap. What would you need attack speed for? Maybe for bosses? Yeah, yeah, you can use that for bosses, but even 5.95 would be enough for your attack speed, attacks per second. But now I have 6.99 mainly because of my weapon and my gloves. But yeah, like I said, you don't need a lot of that. 5 flat is fine. It's still pretty fast, so don't need that. Now for my passive skill tree, running for my ascendancy build, I am using Lead Me Through Grace, which gives me the spirit that I need. For my Unbound avatar, I'm going for the chill effect. I'm the Blizzard, so that way I can freeze a lot of enemies, increase freeze build-up and chill. And then this is very important, critical hit chance. You need a lot of crits. Sunder my enemies, which also gives you critical hits, ignore elemental resistances. So like I said, you don't, even if you're running a lot of resistances for your mobs, for your maps, you won't be bothered because you are using this one. And then I'm running Essence of the Mountain for extra freeze. I'm also running Immaterial, which gives me 50% more evasion if I have shields. Moment of Truth for extra criticals. Killer Instinct for attack damage on full life. So this is pretty good. Tenfold attacks for increased attack speed. And I'm still running Resonance. I'll show you on my skill build later, but this is very important for me. True Strike for criticals. Deep Trance for attack speed and reduced cost of skills. And Inner Fate for more evasion and energy shields. And for my jewels, I'm using lightning damage, attack speed. For my green, 1 green, but mostly I'm using cold damage and increased energy shield, 20%, and then critical hit chance as well. These are pretty pricey now in the market. I was just checking before. I only got this for like 60 exalts. For my other jewels, I'm using extra lightning damage, critical hit chance, and then extra cold damage again, and maximum energy shield. Same for these two in here. So energy shield and critical hit chance and cold damage. And for my other passive skill trees, I'm using Catalysis, which gives me extra 20% damage. This is pretty good because if you look at my normal strikes, it just gives me like extra 10k damage, so that's pretty awesome. And for Maiming Strike, 25% increased attack damage, so that gives me like 11k. And I want to run this next. Once I've run it all through, I want to go for this one, increased melee damage, and then go for melee 25% extra melee damage, so that's another 11k. I could also go for this one, but I don't really, like I said, you don't really need a lot of attack speed, especially when you're just one tapping mob, so you don't need that. Coming Calamity is also very important to increase the damage of your herald, so that way you can clear the whole map with 1 taps. Another critical nodes in here as well. For the Throat Seeker, Careful Assassin, we need that for criticals. Heavy Frost for build-ups, for ice build-ups. And then I added just a few for my Quarterstaves. One with the Storm, we don't really need this because you don't use a lot of power charges, so that's fine. Keep it as that. And then now for our skill tree. So for our skills, I'm using Unbound Avatar for extra massive jump in DPS, persistence, and fire mastery because I'm using cold mastery and lightning mastery. So you can leave that there. Charge staff. So this is very important to me. Other monk builds or other monk gods, they don't use this anymore because they can one tap, but I want this skill because it helps me melt down bosses faster. So this is so good. I have perpetual charge in here. At the same time, it also gives me extra range. So yeah, I love it. Ruthless, 500% extra stun build up, cold penetration, overcharge, and close combat. And then we do have combat frenzy as well to gain those power charges, and I'm running profusion in that. And I also have Hand of Chayula. So this is what I use to get close to the bosses and put in like curses like hypothermia, heightened curse, and freezing mark, so that way they can get freezed easily. And then for my Tempest Bell, I do have Rage, Leverage, Overabundance for the extra bell, and then Heavy Swing. And then I have Wind Dancer for my survivability. I got Cold Exposure, so that way they can explode if I get hit. Wind Wave and Maim. I also have Grim Feast in here, which gives me my energy shield, doubles my energy shield to 9k as long as I keep killing mobs. I also have Clarity for increased mana regen, Vitality for HP regen, and then Cannibalism for lifesteal. And then most importantly, for our heralds, I have for my Herald of Thunder, I'm using all the ice skills that I used to play on my Herald of Ice, because apparently with Herald of Thunder you can't shock enemies. So I'm playing Glaciation with this one, Long Shot, Ambush for critical. I got Lightning Mastery as well for additional lightning levels. And I also have Ice Bite in here for extra cold damage. And then for my Herald of Ice, I'm playing with Magnified Effect, so that way I can have my the whole map affected with the freezing, lightning infusion, conduction, 100% chance to shock, Innervate, which gives me extra 35% of lightning damage, and then Cursing Current, which also increases the magnitude of shock. So that's how I play my heralds. And then we also have the main skill, which is Ice Strike. So you can see my Ice Strike is at 260k, so that's, and I'm not even buffed yet, I'm not even running my maps yet, and it's already at 260. That's insane. I'm running Martial Tempo for attack speed, Concentrated Effect, Cold Infusion, Heft for extra damage, and then Primal Armament for more damage. So yeah, that's what makes my build very interesting, because I deal with a lot of damage with that, along with my passive tree. So you can mix and match whatever you want. If you want to use Blink, you can remove Charge Staff and Combat Frenzy. But yeah, with that build, that's pretty much going to be like Don the Crown's build, you know, but I tried that build, but with my current equipments, it's still not enough to beat up the bosses. So I want to play with Charge Staff for extra range as well. And well, that extra shooting projectile is just really cool, so I want to keep it that way. I want to play my monk that way, so I'm keeping that. So yeah, that's it. I do have this description if you don't want to listen to me all day. I do have the description, my Mobalytics build right in the description. Just click on that, you can see all the builds in there. If you have any questions, if you think I'm wrong with something, just feel free to let me know in the comment section, so that way I can improve and change my build if necessary. But with all the tests that I've made, this is the best one I have so far. On the next video after this, there's a like a short clip where I'm clearing mobs and just destroying bosses, even with 700% modifiers on my waystones. So that's pretty insane. I'm also running rituals as well, which yeah, gives me a lot of farms. There's Omens, Audience with the King, the utility belt, so that's where I got my belt from. So I saw one video where they were running rituals. I would suggest, I forgot who the streamer was, but yeah, it's very helpful. I would recommend that you look into that. Just type it on YouTube. And for my atlas, I'm running waystone modifiers as well. This is what my atlas looks like. So that's a lot of modifiers. That's why even though I'm just running 500% modifiers for my waystone, I get up to 700% because of these. And then for my rituals, I have here approaches where I got 50% increased chance to contain an audience with a king. So that's really helpful. And ominous portents where I got 50% increased chance to contain omens, which is highly sellable in the markets, like Omen of Whittling. And then you have tempting offers, which allows you to reroll your tributes, and you can have like another chance of getting audience with a king. So yeah, that's that. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're still in there, if you're still here, I appreciate you listening to me. If you have, like I said, any questions, let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to help. I'll be happy to answer that. It really gives me joy making these kind of videos. Hoping to make a new video of my new character soon. I still haven't decided what I'm going to play, but probably Ranger or Sorcerer. So yeah, you can look forward to that. Thank you. Have a good day. Happy New Year. See you all soon. Bye.